Hi, I'm Chef Michael Schwartz. Thanks for visiting BlueStarFoods.com. Today we're going to make crab cakes with a carrot butter sauce. And I know what you're thinking, crab cakes, been there, done that. This is really a great approach to crab. The secret to this recipe is that it's all crab. There's no filler, there's no binder, there's no bread, none of that. So what I've done is I melted a little bit of butter in a sauce pot with some shallots. So I sweated that for just a minute. And then to that, I'm gonna whisk in some cream. Yes, butter and cream. A little bit of mustard powder, a pinch of cayenne, and some Old Bay. So we're just gonna whisk that together. And I have the super lump crab that I'm gonna use for this recipe. Big lumps, beautiful crab meat, and we don't wanna disturb that. So basically, just by stirring these ingredients together, a little bit of salt and pepper, and some fresh scallions that are chopped up. I'm basically just going to dump that mixture right over the crab. At this point, you just want to gently fold over the mixture so it's incorporated. We don't want to break up those beautiful lumps. So we're just going to fold it, gently fold it, fold it, fold it. That's it. At this point, we're going to put this in the refrigerator to set up for about an hour. Now this can be made well in advance, maybe even up to a day in advance. Once it's set up with the butter and the cream, at that point we'll be able to form our cakes. So what we have is the crab mix that's now set. It's been in the refrigerator for about an hour. And what I started to do was to kind of portion these out. We're going to make 6 big, beautiful crab cakes. So you just want to take the mixture in your hand and kind of push it together so it forms kind of like a ball. We'll start with that. So you can see I've formed a couple of these. So we have flour, egg, and breadcrumbs. So at this point you'll start to kind of flatten it out. It's a little bit messy. We're going to go flour. You want to shake off the excess flour. And don't be so concerned about the shape. It still looks like a ball. We're going to call it a crab cake. It's going to be a crab cake. So it goes in the flour and then into the breadcrumbs. You could attempt to keep one hand dry, one hand wet. That's always a good idea. So it's good and breaded. And at that point, we could put it on a plate. We could kind of press it down with our hand a little bit, form it into a little bit more of a cake. Just like that. So we're going to go ahead and bread the rest of these, and then we'll get ready to fry them. So we're almost ready to fry up the crab cakes, but we got to make the sauce first. So what I did is I took some fresh carrot juice, and I cooked it with some sliced carrots and shallots. So it simmered for about 10 minutes, and to that we're going to add a little bit of heavy cream. We're going to whisk in the butter. Now the sauce is quite rich. And you'll see, as it starts to the butter kind of melts, it'll look a little bit like a mess. But what the end result is going to be is a real elegant, beautiful color sauce that's very elegant and rich. So the butter's a little bit melted. We're just going to take this mixture, transfer it into our blender. Careful of the splash. This sauce goes really great with fish particularly, and the sweetness of the crab and the sweetness of the carrot really play off each other. Unlikely combo, but it really works well together. Great. All right, let's give it a look. Add a little bit of salt. No pepper, because we want it to look bright and light. We don't want those pepper flakes. So top back on, just give it another little whirl. Look at that color. All right, so the sauce is good to go. So time to fry the crab cakes. So I have my skillet on a medium heat. I'm going to go ahead and add some oil. And then we're carefully going to go 3 at a time. Just drop them in there. You want to be careful that the oil's not too hot. All right, ready to flip. So carefully flipping them away from you so the oil doesn't splatter. All right, looks like the crab cakes are all ready. They've cooked about 3 or 4 minutes on each side, so they got nice and golden brown. So we're gonna go ahead and plate this dish up, and I feel like this is kind of an elegant presentation, very clean, kind of restaurant-y, if you will. So we're just gonna go ahead and pool a little bit of the sauce, a couple spoonfuls, and make a circle right there in the middle of the plate. Now a nice garnish that I like to use for this, alfalfa sprouts, really pretty. I actually eat them too. Now I'll go ahead and plate the crab cake right on the sauce. So here we have the crab cake with carrot butter sauce. I'm Chef Michael Schwartz. You can find this recipe, along with many others, at bluestarfoods.com.